Welcome to a Living Word moment. I want to talk to you about not stopping short of maybe a promise that God has for you. I don't know if you've ever looked at the story of Abraham's father. That's found in Genesis chapter 11. Well, we know what Genesis chapter 12 is, and that's when God made the promises to Abraham. But I was studying that, and I looked up and saw in Genesis chapter 11 about Abraham's father. It's Genesis chapter 11, verse 31 and verse 32. And this is what he says. Terah, which is Abraham's father, took his family and left Ur of Baal-Bonea. They planned to travel to Canaan. Terah took his son Abraham, his grandson Lot, Haran's son, and his daughter-in-law Sarah, Abraham's wife, and they traveled to the city of Haran and decided to stay there. And then it says Terah lived to be 205 years old. He died in Haran. Now, when I read that, something just sparked in me. That Abraham's father was on his way to Canaan, which is the promised land. We know that. But as he was going towards the promised land, he stopped short. And it says he decided to stay there. Now, I wonder how many times we stop and just begin to settle in. Even though we know there's a promise. Even though we know there's more out there. Even though we know that we shouldn't stop, that it's not the place we were going to. Canaan was where they were supposed to be, but they stopped in Haran. Are you stopping in your Haran and not going to your Canaan? Are you stopping short? Are you settling for less? Well, Abraham's father did, because he settled in Haran, and it said even though he lived 205 years, he died there. But the very next chapter, Genesis chapter 12, it says, and the Lord said to Abraham, go forth from this country, and your relatives and your father's house, leave them to a land which I will show you, and I will make you a great and a mighty nation, and I will bless you and make your name great, and so you shall be a blessing, and will bless those who bless you, and the ones who curse you I will curse, and in you all the families of the earth shall be blessed. And it says, and Abraham went forth as the Lord had spoken to him, and Lot went with him. And Abraham was, listen to it, 75 years old when he departed from Haran. That's to tell you it's not over. I don't care what your age is, it's not over. God has something for you to do. And it says he departed Haran, and it says, and Abraham took his wife, Sarah his wife, and Lot his nephew, and all their possessions which they had accumulated, and every person they had acquired in Haran, and they set out for the land of Canaan. So here's my word to you. Don't stop short when God has a blessing, a promise, an inheritance for you.